Hello and welcome back everybody to Let's Play 35 plus years of Advanced Squad Leader. It is a Monday, which means solo night tonight, and I have a strange one tonight. Although that doesn't seem to be too out of place this day and age. Now, why is this strange? Because it is a terrifyingly small amount of units over 10 turns with 6 maps, although technically 2 should be cropped at the moment, but I didn't for reasons I'll explain later. And an objective that uh, I don't, I guess technically could be completed and also cheesed, but we'll get there. So this scenario is CH-125. It's down the throat. I get why they named it that, kind of, but I don't like it. And it features three British tanks attacking a artillery battalion slash HQ unit on that belongs to the Italians. Now, this scenario does not feature snipers for some reason. I think it probably should, even if it's not necessarily going to be applied at all times, but maybe that's why they just didn't have it. Regardless, this scenario, as mentioned, features a very small amount of vehicles, and they essentially have to go and destroy some guns, and the Italians exist to try and prevent that. It is, as mentioned, very small, so we're talking essentially 8 guns, 8 units that can do things versus 3. It's 10 turns, which I don't know if that's going to matter all that much. The Matildas that are on the field are have 9 movement, which is not great. I might have to check them too because they have an asterisk, and I don't think it is marked anywhere as to why. At least not on the counter that I can remember. And there's a few special rules as well that hopefully won't be too crazy. So, first things first, there are 6 boards. Like I said, the 2 boards on the right should be halved, so they should be cut around the queue line. I didn't do that. Honestly, it's not going to matter, but that is a thing to keep in mind if you set this up physically and you think it'll matter. EC is dry. There is a mild breeze from the south. North is pointing up. There is heat haze and also light dust are both in effect. Honestly, I don't think that's going to matter all that much either. I'm not going to bother with vehicle dust because it really only matters if like multiple vehicles are following each other and stuff. I guess maybe I don't even know if vehicle dust would be affected by a mild breeze, and if it does, it would be pushing in the direction that they're going. Whatever. Like I said, I'm just going to play it as light dust existing and heat haze existing. Fortifications set up hip in concealment terrain. They are not revealed until an enemy unit comes within 8 hexes and has LOS. Although, to be fair, I really don't think that's ever going to be an issue. Because, suffice to say, the vehicles should have LOS in this. Hey, Sandwich, how's it going? Also, I'm seeing I have sub drops. Why? I forgot about this. Big map, but small number of units. I don't know how effective this large map is going to be. So, as I was mentioning with the fortifications, they are hip if concealed in concealment terrain, and their hidden occupants are revealed normally. So, essentially, the fortification can be revealed, but the occupants won't, and then unless they do stuff, yada yada. Bore sighting is not allowed. I don't think it would really matter all that much on such a large map, but again, not allowed. Italian 227 crews have a morale of 8, so that's nice. They're higher than average, at least. There are a total of 5 overlays, and the only one I'm not sure, actually, the 2 ones that I'm not sure about, there is a woods overlay, I don't know if this is supposed to represent an oasis or if this is just a mix-up or something, because the this overlay seems to be the only, like, I don't know. There's something. I feel like there's something weird. In fact, I'm gonna go check the overlays and see if this is wrong. Nope. And if I check W3, oh, please tell me it's not this. R4Q4. All right. Hold for 1 second. R4Q4. So if I do this, 4Q4. But then that never touches. Do they mean. No, that doesn't work. Would it be this? There's no way. Okay, I'm gonna not place it because I'm just not sure. I can see you listening, but I don't know if there's anyone actually there. Yeah. There's a bunch of hidden units, essentially. It might not show too well just through the stream, but that's usually... In fact, if anything, that's better off that the hip units don't get shown too much. So the last thing to mention, victory objectives for tonight's scenario. British win if all Italian 105 millimeter artillery guns and crews are either eliminated or broken by game end. So I don't know if we're going to get there or anything, especially because this is a scenario where you might actually legitimately want to deliberately immobilize vehicles and just kind of pray. I think I'm starting to think more and more that W3 or WD3 is a typo on the scenario, but I will need to check what the ASL scenario archive has done so that I can at least blame somebody else for also making the same mistake as me if it's the case. Because the only errata that I've found for this scenario, which again was on the scenario archive, is that the Italians remove their concealment counters. They don't need them, to be honest. I don't know why you'd ever use them. And they get concealed anyways because the Brits start from off board. So we're just going to start and do that anyways. So 8, no change. Movement phase. I could have these guys crew exposed, but honestly, it just makes them vulnerable to machine guns and stuff. So I'm not going to bother. And before I get any serious movement going, let's check out the vehicle. So it is a Matilda 2. What do we got here? Before any type of immobilization result due to an attack, exception, direct fire versus front or rear or mines, subsequent must be made if this DR is a 3, or 3 or less, immobilization occurs. So wow, so it is possible to just get immobilized for any shots on the side. That's kind of crazy for that to be the case. I don't think there's any other... One Matilda, Scorpion, Flail Tank. Yeah, we don't have to do that. If the use of vehicle dust is allowed in the scenario, a +2 gray dispersed smoke is immediately placed in the Scorpion. Yeah, okay. We're not doing Scorpions. Cool. And I'm not dropping frames, which is really good. Alright, so I will do right tank first because I feel like the other one's going to be insane if I do that way. We're going to get a counter out. I should also point out, because I finally got around to doing this. Actually, it's not even going to work with this counter. That's funny. I've gotten myself a stream... Well, I say a stream deck. It's not a stream deck, but it works like a stream deck. So I can do stuff like pressing one button to just clone stuff. So I will try and not screw up so much when doing prep and defensive counters. Okay, So tank comes in from off board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get there for 7. I don't know if there's really anywhere else for me to try and go. Like the British. So the thing that sucks about this scenario is that the Italian guns can only set up on board 30. And why it's confusing is because they have to be west. Oh, they can't even be on? Alright, this guy is going to go there, whatever. So they have to be west of hex row Q and have to be adjacent to quote unquote to the wadi. But there is no wadi because the overlay is WD3, which is Woods 3, not Wadi 3, which would be W3. So I don't know if this is a mistake or not. I assume it's a mistake, but critical hit being critical hit, it's very hard to tell. And the reason why it's ambiguous is because it includes the X3 as being a potential hex. So I'm just going to play it as is. Frankly speaking, the vehicles, you're not going to want to go down a wadi anyways, because of the excessive movement that it would cost. And then like subsequent overrun. And if you're going up a wadi or like over the edge, I think that allows for what's the word for it? It's not a hull down shot. It's the opposite of that. Anyways, you get just like a better shot because you're hitting under armor. Anyways, here for 7, 8, 9. Can't go any further. Do I take a shot with anybody? Now, this hillock should block line of sight. I do reveal this guy, and he's too far away. But do I shoot with anybody else? Maybe not. I don't think it's necessary at the moment. I'm going to clone this one. Same idea for this tank. 1, 2, 3 onto a bridge for 4. Why is there a bug in... Oh, maybe... No, I don't know why. If I crash, it's because there was a bug somewhere. I don't know why. Anyways, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get there for 8. That would be a crazy shot. And this guy just has an MMG. Armor's 8, so it would be impossible. I would need to do... can you deliberately immobilize with a machine gun? I don't think that's possible. I really don't think that's possible with the machine gun. That would be crazy if you could, actually. So, often AFE's target AF is so formidable it can't be killed by certain guns. Yeah, guns. Only by ordnance. Yeah, okay, makes sense. So essentially, I have 2 weapons that can't do anything outside of, like... Can the Matilda be eliminated? Well, it's direct fire, but that does count for direct fire. That would be also silly. Actually, it was, yeah, never mind, because it says before any immobilization result, so... I guess you'd have to roll it twice, which is very punishing, actually. Where the heck is the Matilda 2 in this page? Centaurs, Shermans... The Matilda's after Shermans. Alright, whatever. Yeah, okay. Yeah, get there for 8. We'll do 9, because I don't want to get adjacent to infantry. And I will turn my turret, because I do have a coaxial machine gun. And at the very least, this crew could technically run to him and try to blow him up. For as silly as that could potentially be, I do think it's at least, excuse me, somewhat of a viable strategy. Next tank, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll get closer for 9. They will also turn their turret for free. And that's pretty much it when it comes to vehicle movement. I don't... Do I have a shot with anybody? Not particularly. He's facing the wrong way. He's facing a good way and the wrong way. Yeah. And the other thing... Well, okay. So heat haze is that... So... Right. So there's an added DLV per shot, which is not good at all. Yeah, you know what? They're just all going to be in motion. And they're going to live with it. No advanced fire phase, no nothing after that, because there's nothing that realistically can be done. No, what was that? Alt-E's? What was that? Alt-Shift-E. Yeah, I'm not making that combo. Perfect. This flips. We go to weather, no change. Rally phase, there's nothing to do. Prep fire. Prep fire is an interesting one. I do want to get my guns to start shooting. And I don't really have much opportunity otherwise. I could have shot last defensive, but I don't think it really matters. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the shot. So F6 is going to shoot at, what is it, N2? I don't think it's enough. I do have rate, though, which is pretty nice. N2, I said. Range is 24. Very interesting. There's dust, so single die divided by 2, rounded down. And I am... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that guy does not have to reveal. And that was 24 hexes. So 24, I'm shooting with an L gun. 24, vehicle is a 6. I have an L weapon, so that is increased to 7. It normally would be 7, but I'm shooting as the Italians, and I'm pretty sure the Italians have red 2 hit numbers, which I guess I could check. But I feel like they definitely... Like, I can't imagine a world where they... Yeah, they use red. Okay. Yeah, cool. So they have red numbers. It's increased to 7 for being an L gun. The DV, the light dust, increases it by 1, or the roll by 1 to 6. It is not considered a large vehicle, and heat haze is only at 25 or greater. So this is a hit. This is a successful hit. I didn't calculate leader either. Leader would have reduced it. So it doesn't matter if there's any like pluses or negatives or anything. So this is pretty cool. I don't think it's going to matter. And the reason for that is because it is, after all, a 37L. 37L, the 2-kill number is 9. And the range is going to decrease that by 1 to an 8. So it is theoretically impossible to get a kill with this. I will still roll. So no effect. If I were to get... this is also technically front armor. And hull, yeah, so that's 11, so it's even worse. I need to get a critical hit, essentially, or go for deliberate. Which, thankfully, because I have rate of fire, I will attempt a deliberate immobilization at this point. I don't believe that will get a hit, because the deliberate is +5. Case, ordnance to hit case G, I believe, yeah. So basic 2-kill number. Oh wait, I can't even do it because it's got to be range 6. Damn it. Okay, well that makes it worse. So we'll treat that as just a normal shot then. Which same thing as before. It's not going to. It won't hit. But I do have rate again. Third shot is a should also be a hit. 2-kill, no effect. Okay, that's a bit of a bummer to forget and realize that deliberate immobilization is not going to work on these guys. And, um, okay, what was the other gun I have? I think the other gun I have is a 47. It is a 47. Hmm. You know what? I will do that. He's going to declare a shot against the guy in D2. He's going to turn and do this. So this is essentially going to reveal, and he's going to turn to do so, which I think just automatically does that. And it won't matter because he's definitely not hitting, but acquisition is going to be very important. Those are the sorts of things I need at the moment. The other thing, too, and very annoying, is the artillery pieces are overlined, which means, if I remember correctly, they do not have AP. And that is going to be a problem. Because I really need armor piercing to be able to have a hope at destroying Matilda 2s. I wonder if this is, this should be marked here. AP, is it C8.8? Nope. I don't have heat rounds either, right? Yeah, quick setup. No gun shield, whatever. And I'm pretty sure these guns are just basic. Yeah, I have smoke. It's gonna suck. Okay, do I have any other shots? Probably not, if I'm being completely honest. So we'll go to move-in phase. In the move-in phase, I am going to essentially reveal a guy. They're going to, I think they have to get out of the Sanger first. So they get out into the scrub, which should be one moving point, but I won't be too sad if it's two. They might have to, they'll drop the MMG because they have to. In order to make these moves. Charts, terrain, DTO, scrub is one for infantry. So they get out for one, they will lose concealment. They will go to E3 for 2. Vehicle in D2 will shoot its coax at them, so it's a 4 down 2. So 3 on 4. 2 morale check. They're fine. These guys are heroes. And this vehicle will also attempt the same. 2 down 2, no effect. Okay. That's going to be really funny if that crew kills them. Matilda 2, of all things, would be insane. Nothing else for movement phase. Defensive. I mean, I've already shot with everybody. There's no real target for this tank. And everybody else is in motion and has shot. So, advanced fire phase, none. Routes, none. Advances. Let's, I have to program this too. I got some knobs I'd like to make it easier to zoom in and zoom out. So I got to try and do that later. So advances, this crew will attempt to go in. I don't believe they need to roll for it, but I could be wrong. Let me see here. Because I'm pretty sure crews are different than regular infantry. Advance versus AFV here. Oh, no matter what they have to? If it's an infantry? 11.6. In order for MMC, first, okay, exceptions. SMC, Fnatic, and Berserk. Ah, boo. Alright, well, they take a test check. They pass. Alright. Cool. That's it for advances, because nobody else has anything to do here. We go to CC. Infantry goes first. No effect. And then it is, I believe this would be 1-to-1. Okay, well, crew's dead. They tried. That's a bit of a bummer. I don't think there's any other modifiers. It's just a 1-to-1 because they're already halved. I see here. CC, is there anything else by vehicle? No. Yeah, and the crew would have technically needed Snake Eyes to get an effect. But, you know, I think it was worth it. There's nothing really an MMG is going to do here. And there's a similar thing to say about an HMG that I have. There's just no way that it's going to contribute meaningfully to the scenario, which might get you to wonder why it's included. And the only the only thing I can say is that's critical hit for you. Just the wonders of design. Okay, let's take out defensive. We have our weather for turn 2. Nothing changes. And rally phase, nothing to do. Prep fire, I'm not going to prep. So we'll go straight to movement. And in movement, I'm just going to continue my shenanigans here. So Matilda goes as 1, 2, 3. Do I want to shoot here? It's still range 24. I will do 4, 5. And then as I get there for 5, I'll have the gun shoot. I think that's a hit, but I need, again, very low numbers. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Because the Helix should still be protecting me. Do I risk going out? No. I'm going to turn for 9 and stay in motion. Next up, vehicles in the bottom here. I'm just going to turn the turret for free. I will move 1. I might lose line of sight, but you know what? I don't think I'm going to care too much. 2, also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I don't think he ever got to 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is a good enough spot to maybe call this. Yeah. Who shoots first? That's a great question. I'm going to have this gun shoot. R3, shooting at a moving vehicle, and E7. The heck is the range on this one? E7? Oh, it's just at 25. I'm a dork. I should have known. So, hip status is gone. Then we'll take a counter. Well, I know that's 25 now, so the next guy that shoots will have that. Now, 25, I rolled a 6. At 25, I need a 5. I don't have any negatives or positives or anything to this. I could roll the die roll, but the single die won't matter for the dust or anything. And I do not have rate. Wow, they don't have rate at all? That sucks. That's rough. All right. 7, 8, 9. Gets there for 9. I think as he gets there for 9, I am also going to open up with another gun. Same idea. Although he might hit. I don't think so. But let's check it out here. So range is 19. That's good. It's better. 19 range. I need a 6. There are... Oh, I need to add the plus... Ooh, fractions rounded down. So there is no... there's no positive here. Is there any other pluses? The terrain does not count as hindrance. That's just scrub. Hamada, same thing. I might actually have a hit here. Motion vehicle? Never mind. I don't know why I'm not kind of motion vehicle. That would have been cool, though. And, I mean, I'll just take off his concealment. I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest. Now, cheat sheet here for people playing at home. I am using, because I'm using 100mm guns, and they do not have armor piercing, I have to shoot HE, and HE is a 10 to kill. So, to put this mildly, I need a critical, and I need to essentially roll well enough that, yeah, it's probably not going to be the case. which you might think is a little, it seems a little strange to make this entire scenario design, but it's critical hit for you. Next vehicle, same idea, they'll straighten their turret. I don't want to go through Hamada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they're there for 9. I am going to declare a shot and turn with the gun, the hidden gun up front here. So it gets revealed. I'll just take this off anyways. Now it is a... Ooh, what's our number? Wow, okay. So no modifier for dust. I will get an acquisition. We're not going to count it right now, but that is range 20. Okay. So range 20, I need a 6. It's not a short gun, so there's no modifier. It's just normal. There is +2 for being in motion. There's no other modifier for the vehicle. And I have a -1 leader. Brings it to a 6. That would have been so cool. Actually, it's also against the hull, so it doesn't matter. It's +11. And I don't think... Yeah, if it had been the turret, that would have potentially shocked them, which would have been really cool. But unfortunately, no effect. Oh, also, I had to turn the gun, so it doesn't really matter. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Cool. Defensive art phase, since everybody has moved. Gun in BB2 is going to take a stab at Q6. That... They're a... What are we looking at? 21. It's a normal gun. So I just need a 6. It's +2. Nothing else. So no hit. I do have rate. I will shoot again. Same idea. +2 and some other stuff. Not going to be a factor. Okay. I hope I haven't been messing up the dust earlier. Advanced fire phase, none. Because again, there's not anything to be done. Advances, none. Same as before. There's just no, like, it's a long scenario, but there's just not much to do when you really think about it. And I think that's going to be the crux of the scenario. Is it's just going to be dragged down in terms of enjoyment because of it. No weather change, no rallies to do. So prep fire phase, I'm going to have gun in F6. I'm going to keep targeting Q6. It is a +2 down 2, no effect. I do have rate. I will shoot a second time. That will be an effect. Unfortunately, I'm hitting hull, but it is a side shot. So it is a +8, which is still crazy. So +8, it's 13. So no, I can't deliberately immobilize. It's really just shoot for the sake of shooting. Yeah, I need a crit or some other thing to happen here. Okay. So nothing happens. Oh, or you know what? Yeah, I keep doing that. I just talked about dust, and I didn't calculate it for the last shot. Whatever, doesn't matter. Another shot, another hit. This time is a critical, and even more importantly, it is multiple hits critical, which that would not have changed regardless for the shots before. So am I on turret? Still hull. Okay, so hull hit, crit on the side. 37L goes from 9 to 18, which doesn't exist. Wait, there's no 18? No, the number has to equal 18, but that's weird that there's no 18. There's no natural 18. So 18, I need to roll 10 or less on 2 rolls. That is a burning wreck. So that is destroyed. Now, unfortunately, that also means that neither of these AT guns are really going to be useful for the rest of the game. Unless I get another crit. It's just that the opportunities for this are even smaller. So, yeah. Either way, that's that guy's shot. He is technically prep fired because I don't think I can see these guys due to the hillock. We're going to bring that over here, dump it. We can delete this. I suppose... Yeah, I'll do that afterwards. Gun in... What is that? BB2 is going to shoot at E4. No effect, but I do have rate. So I'll just shoot again. No effect. So that's flipped. That's that now. Good, good, good. Yeah, but I mean, the thing is with the British is that the Matildas are near invincible. And if I'm being completely like strict on the rules, if the Italians who have no limitations on their setup outside of like they have to be on like a specific map, there's no reason why you can't have 4HE loaded guns all just like wait until the Matildas approach them and then all attempt deliberate immobilization. And then it's just a very boring, the Matilda shoots at the gun, attempts to like kill the crew or whatever, and then they do the same, and then they do the same, then they do the same, then they do the same. So it's there's a to put it another way, there's a reason I'm playing this by myself, because subjecting somebody else to this would feel like a form of torture. It's just very inhumane. R3 shoots at E4. Okay. Does a crit with an HE shot also double? It must. I hate when this happens too, because I want to talk about how like improbable it is for these guns to do this sort of thing, and then they just get it anyways. A high explosive critical hit versus caused by nope. So yeah, it's just double to kill, which means it's a 20. There's no multiple. So it's 20 to kill. Armor, what did I hit? I hit hull. So hull is 11. So I have to roll a 9 or less, preferably an 8 or less to kill. 7, that's another dead tank. But I can roll for potential survival of the crew. 5. I get a crew. It's not going to help at all because it's a crew that has to run towards 4 guns. But we're playing by the rules here. So a 228 shows up. I believe they're technically like TI'd or it's not TI'd. It's what's the other one? Hazardous movement, I believe. They don't take any shots or hits or anything from the shot that knocked out their vehicle. But if I had another group or whatever, they'd get a -2, I believe. But anyways, that's that guy's shot. Now I can just dogpile on one tank. So U2 versus C4. That is going to be a... Oh, might not. Oh my god. I can't believe I've been rolling that many ones. How come I don't get that for my snipers? Okay, so it's 4. It's +2 for the vehicle being in motion. I can delete this. It's +2 for being in motion. There is no modification for the gun. I'm realizing now that shorter guns or smaller guns diameter have worse to hit, but it doesn't matter. So I needed a 6, -1 for leader. we're all kosher here. 2 kill, nothing happens. I think that was on hull anyways, yeah. So nothing happens. I don't have rate of fire with those guns, which is fine. Gun in V2, same target. No effect, but acquisition. And then gun in T3 is going to take a shot. They have to turn, so they're just going to be worse at their shot, which is fine. They turn, they're prepped, and they are going to get an acquisition. So now there's one tank somehow that is left, and they are going to get bombarded by 4 guns frontally, plus potentially 2 from the side. So not looking too great. I also suppose that there is 2 smoke or blaze. We'll go to movement. In the movement, I'm just going to declare this because it's the same old silliness here. So this guy drops the machine gun, goes out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. Defensive, none. I'm going to eventually just end up zooming anyways. Take off preps, defensive. This guy goes up by 1. No CC. We go to British turn 3. And I'm just going to play this as like fast as I can. Because again, I don't think there's much in the way of things that can be done anyways. We'll take off pins because I know that guy's still there. Take off hazardous movement. So prep fire phase, nothing. Movement. Crew is going to attempt to just get out of here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's literally no reason for me to shoot at them because my target is this tank. So tank will make its first move. Let's drop this back down. So first move to C3. All of the acquisitions follow. And I'm just going to take all of those shots in order here. So I'll do R3 first because it's a harder shot. So they have shot. Next up, T3 will also take a shot. No effect. And then I guess I'll just wait because the tank has to get closer anyways. Is anybody else? Oops. This guy. This one. Flipped. Cool. Come on. 2. You know what? I do know that this guy exists anyways now. So 2, 3, 4. All of these go here. 4, I'm going to have this guy shoot. Hail Mary, no effect. But he is also now pointing at him. And BB2 will also take a shot. Man, nice attempt. No crit, but I do have rate, so that's nice. 5, I'll take another shot with the guy on the right. No effect. But he is now at -2. 6. I can still wait. 7. I will take... Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter. 8 and 9. So as I get there for 9... who hasn't shot here? This guy. So gun in U2 takes a shot. That'll probably just be a miss because it's +2 automatic. So yeah, that's just a miss. Gun in V2 takes a shot. No, does not break the gun though, which is very useful. And then just an entire stack. Also, this guy's flipped. Perfect. That's it for movement. Defensive. This guy in BB2 can keep shooting, so take a shot. No effect, or I don't think it's a hit, but does have rate. We'll shoot again. Has rate. We'll shoot again, and no effect. Just need a crit at this point. Again. Advanced fire phase, none. Routes, none. Advances, technically, yes. Crew's going to go up by 1. That'll be it. No CC. Italian turn 3. Weather, no change. Take off all our counters. And then do this all over again. So gun in F6 is going to take a shot. No, but does have rate. No effect. Gun in BB2 also takes a shot. Oh man, that's a really good shot. Range is 30. Is that still 35? I believe it should be. Yeah. So range is 35. In motion, so plus 2. I need a 4. There is dust increases that by 1. And there's 1 for heat haze. Okay, so 1 heat haze, 1 for dust, 2 for motions, plus 4. Yeah, there's no way. So this guy still has rate. Still has rate. Still has rate. No. I don't think any of those are hits. I would need... I think I need Snake Eyes in order to hit, so... not what I wanted. Or actually is what I wanted. Never mind. Okay. I've got 4 guns and a dream. R3 first. Huzzah. Bound to happen. This goes away. Gun in T3. Also takes a shot. 7? Range is probably 13 now. Yeah, range is 13. I need a 7. It's plus 2, down 2. If I roll a 1, I didn't get it. Alright. Gun in V2. Huzzah. No effect. But again, did not blow it up, so that's good. And gun in U2. That's close. I think I need to roll. That's halved, fractions rounded down, so it's a 1. Heat haze won't apply. Range is 12. I need an 8. I have minus 2. Range 11. I need an 8. So plus 1 for light dust. Brings it to an 8. Plus 2 for moving to 10. Down 2 for AC. Yeah, that is a hit. It's also turret, which means it's an 8 armor. That brings it up to 13, which unfortunately is not enough. So it is a hit, but no effect. And I think I'm going to just double check on deliberate immobilization again. I think it's... I'm pretty sure that was within 5 hexes, is what I said. Intensive, motion... Where was it? Deliberate. Must be... 6 hexes. 6 hexes, okay. So all that's happened in prep. Everybody shot. So we go to movement. In the movement phase, this guy loses CX. 1, 2, 3, 4. Has to go there for 4. Defensive, none. Advancing, none. Routes, none. And then advance. There we go. Take off prep. Take off defensive. I think that's it for turn 3. Turn 4, weather, no change. Rallies, there's one thing for the Italians. They get their gun back. Okay. Prep fire, none. Movement. These guys lose CX. I think Hamada is 1 for infantry. It is 1 for infantry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is just like the dumbest game of chicken possible. Movement. Tank moves up by 1. I don't even know if it makes sense to even try to shoot with this gun anymore. You know what? I'll use those as last ditch things. So, gun in R3 takes his shot, has no acquisition, is shooting at 13, need a 7. There's +2. This needs to be no. So that'll push it over. No effect. I will shoot with U2 must shoot, or else he's going to lose out for covered arc. So he takes a shot. No effect. Yeah, I probably should have declared that, but whatever. Okay. I am going to wait. Tank will continue for 2 to C3. I'm going to have the gun in T3 take a shot. Ooh, that is going to hit. I don't think there's a way for that to not hit. Range is 11 +2. We do this. So 1. So it's +3 overall. I need an 8, so he's fine even without acquisition. Ooh, almost. It's the hull, so that brings it to 15. Do I get anything for being closer? A vehicle to kill? No, there's no range benefit. Damn it. Okay. Alright, so he is shot. There's also intensifier, which I haven't really put any thought into, but is a thing. So that's 2 movement points. Then we'll do 3. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, because I don't really... It's not really a good way to do this. All the acquisition follows, except this guy's acquisition goes away because he can't see him anymore, which I guess I can just start shooting at the infantry. These guys, their acquisition all retains, and then this guy can see him, so his acquisition also retains. Okay. Defensive fire phase. This gun is going to turn and shoot. Wow. Okay. Well, that is a crit. There's nothing. I can't say anything against that. And that is. Hull is 11. It's a 20. So yeah, it's 17. That is a. That is so stupid. Technically, it's not over, but I mean, look. If I'm gonna be honest here, crew survival. Yeah. I have 1 crew to try and go after 4 guns. It's not going to happen. Wow. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, are there... They're very anticlimactic. It's like, there's the rush of critical hits, which has been cool, but not so much otherwise. I don't really have anything else to say about this. Has anybody else played this on the Scenario Archive? I can't imagine anybody else has played this. No. What are the odds? what are the odds that nobody's played this? Yeah. So, I was kind of hoping maybe somebody else had played this or anything for an after action report and kind of compare. I think this is a very obvious result type scenario. If I were to, if I just move all these guys over as an example, you know what? I'm going to take back both of those and save it because that makes way more sense. And just kind of show what the difference is here for people who came in late and didn't hear the part about the overlay. So there is an overlay that is prescribed, but I believe it is the wrong one because it doesn't make sense for trees to be here. Maybe it's an oasis. Okay, sure, fine. I don't think it makes sense anyways, but you know, I can at least like kind of believe it. There we go. So this is what the wadi is supposed to be, right? Uh, and it's weird because it says you have to deploy your guns north of and adjacent to. Now, north of could be anything. I think that north of also applies to X2 because that's still north of a hex that belongs to the Wadi, and it's west of the Q hex row and is adjacent. It fills all of these things. Um, I don't know why X3 is also eligible, whatever. And I think the main point here is just to say that regardless of if these woods do exist, nothing changes or nothing would have changed about the result today because you would still have guns in, W3, W4, V4, and T4. Even R4, like, there's just no, yeah. Oh, you know what? That is the thing. Am I not allowed? There we go. The R4Q4, that's probably why. But that still doesn't change anything. Like, you might get one fewer shot. That also makes less sense for X3. Am I reading this wrong? I must be reading this wrong. Is this R4Q4 or Q4R4? R4Q4. So 4Q4. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Point is that regardless of if these trees were here, it changes the range by 3, we'll say, for the guns that were here, and that might delay you for 1 movement. But that's not significant, and if anything, this existing makes it like twice as hard for the Matildas to attack because you get an underbelly hit. That's what it was. I think you can get an underbelly hit if you're going up, down into a wadi and then climb up into, say, like V4. So, regardless, I think this scenario is not great. It is not great, and that has sadly been the case for a lot of these desert scenarios, and it really makes me sad because this is a not often represented theater of World War II, and with that, it just means that people are going to gravitate towards critical hit because nobody else is really providing stuff. I say that, obviously, Advancing Fire has a campaign for it, and there's some other stuff out there that does exist, but there's no wealth of scenarios that can compare to critical hit flooding the market of North Africa, which I think really sucks because, again, these scenarios could be better and they're not. They're just not. Before I go, I did want to say apologies for missing Saturday. I was busy, and it wasn't. There was no way I was going to have time to play. So, for anybody who missed, who wanted me to be there Saturday, apologies. There should be a game between Rutan and myself this coming Saturday, so hopefully nothing disrupts that. And I look forward to seeing you there. And before I go, hopefully this plays. Yeah. Thank you, Kahanan. Kahanan? Kahanan. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you all. I will see you on Saturday. Fingers crossed. And have a lovely week. Bye.